and thanks for hosting this. It's gorgeous. I'm going to each county, as you now know, and I'm going back to each county merely to say thank you. I told a couple of you out there that at 6 o'clock in the morning, after the election, I went downtown Philadelphia. And I went into the African American neighborhood in West Philly and stood in the corners there and just shook hands saying thanks. The African American community down there truly came out. Matter of fact, we ended up, Governor Rendell called and said, "You beat me and Governor Casey in the black ones." And we did. And we'd done it because when I ran against the establishment, as you remember, Bob Brady, chairman there, Jim Burns was chairman of Allegheny County, wouldn't let me speak to their committees. So I started going to churches. And as a congressman in my district, I always go to another congregation other than my own Catholic Mass every weekend. A mosque, it could be a synagogue, it could be a Sikh temple, it could be a church. I just expanded, particularly the African American community. And to go into about 300 congregations. I got really well known down there, and at Harrisburg and Pittsburgh. And then I just started doing the counties. I'm going back to a lot of the churches, been about 40 of them already to say thanks. And I was hitting 7 or 8 a week, a weekend. But I'm going around because I am very indebted. You don't know what it was like. I mean, I'd be walking down the street and people would roll down their windows and say, someone would call, "Hey Joe, we got your back." Or someone would show, "I'm tweeting here." Or I just went down to Flynn's because of my flat tire there. And I went there before I came here and I said, "Would you mind fixing this while you come over here and I'm speaking?" And this gentleman on the course said, "Are you Sestak?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I wanted you to win badly." You don't know how indebted you feel, particularly when you came this close. And you know, but I had to get out the next morning because I think it was really a victory, in a way. The fact it was such a harsh environment, and yet we came this close, meant that it can be done. If you can do this, I mean, if we can do this in this harsh environment, just think what can be done. And that's why I'm also going around saying, I think we should take heart from this, that even in a sea of anger, there could be voices of reason breaking through. And I told the Chief of Naval Operations, the head admiral of the Navy, who's a friend of mine, every 6 months we have breakfast. And so a couple weeks ago, after the election, we had breakfast at his home in Washington, D.C. I was down there for votes, and I said, "Gary, if I could have done the last year and a half first, and then been a naval officer, I would have been a better naval officer." Don't get me wrong, the values I learned from the military I brought into the integrity that you try to do, the accountability, not just responsible, you're really held accountable. But I said, I learned so much about human nature also. Because I knew youth from Maryland. Boy, you take them together in the military, I know there's vets here, and you put them together in a common mission, you take them on off. But I also saw a lot here particularly as running against the establishment, I saw, where I've been welcomed here, I saw a place of self-preservation. And I also saw a great aspiration. And as much as people are angry and rightfully concerned, and they want to hold someone accountable, I'm convinced they want to believe and trust again. And I think that's why we came so close. And that's why in my concession speech, I said, if the Almighty came down and said, "Joe, you could do it all over again the last year and a half," it's a long year and a half, but it will have the same exact outcome, I'd do it again in a heartbeat. I'm very indebted to you for what you taught me. And look at this. I mean, people came together, on a Monday, or is it Monday? Tuesday. Tuesday. And that's why I've come back to say this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've been doing this thank you tour. I know I'm getting the youth on my staff trying to work hard to get them jobs, as everybody's trying to do, but I then am going to sit down and think it through, and this is helping a bit. I do want to continue somehow, in some way, broadly defined, because I don't know what it will be, in public service. Somehow continue to serve the public. I really do. I want to remain part of the debate, because I was very fortunate to be given somewhat of a platform, and I'd like to continue. That's why I went on Sean Hannity the other week. I think everybody should hear a voice. That's also why I was on Bill Maher. You know what I mean? I'd like to be part of the debate, the dialogue, because I think America needs people to remain engaged. And with that, I'll stop and just answer any questions you have. But please know I'm very grateful, more than you know. I'm just very indebted. Thank you very much.